Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here, and today we will be taking a brief look at Moon Hunters by Kitfox Games, which will be releasing on March 10th on both Steam and Good Old Games. I will put links in the description below if you would like to check out those store pages. This is an RPG-ish sort of game. It is procedurally generated and can be played singly or in co-op, both locally and online, though the online co-op is still in beta with up to 4 people. As you go through the game, you have a lot of choices about dealing with different situations. They market this as sort of a personality test RPG, and at the end of your run, it's not a very long game. It's meant to be played in several sessions at once, and each time you will experience different things and unlock different things. Just for example, we see up here in the upper right, we can push tab to see constellations. And we have different ones we can go to. The Queen of Heaven, ruler of all gods and goddesses, presides from her all-powerful throne against the petty tyrant sun. You can start from the dust folk. Okay. And as you go, you will unlock more of these constellations that will give you other benefits. I've unlocked a couple here in the short time that I've been playing. I'm guessing that these are more constellations that will be unlocked as you go further and further into the game and play through multiple times. There is one nitpick that I have with this game straight off the bat, and I will show you that right now. If we go into the options here, the menus are not super conducive to being used by a mouse. We cannot click on these arrows here to change anything. Down here either, even the resolution doesn't change like that. We have to do it with keyboard, with the WASD keys. Now, these sliders here can be changed if we click and drag, but these down here we have no interactability. Well, we can with this. You can change the language, but the resolution and full screen do not respond to mouse clicks at all. This game also can be played with a controller. I did try that. It is perfectly functional, but I do prefer keyboard and mouse. Let's go ahead and start a new game here. Join right over here, and you have several different characters to choose from. And in fact, I unlocked a couple of characters in my first playthrough of the game. The Spellblade is the default character. He uses a sword, and he can dash, and each character also has a special ability. The Ritualist is ranged. She's a manipulator of magics. The Druid is wild, a shapeshifter with a fierce heart. The Witch is one of the characters that I unlocked. She is strong and channels blood magic into raw power. The Sun Cultist is still locked for me. I have not unlocked them. I did, however, unlock the Song Weaver, a historian priestess of the moon, and her type of support. So you can see this game is very conducive to co-op with people in different roles. Quick, ranged, wild support, so on and so forth. But we're going to go ahead and go with the default guy here. Count down there at the bottom of the screen. And we have different choices as to where we're going to start. I have so far tried the desert and the Wolf Clan secretive tribe in the heart of the Cedar Forest. Let's go ahead this time and try the High Tribe. This is one that I unlocked in a previous playthrough. A proud people of the mountaintops, boasting of their closeness to the moon and the night sky. Yeah, let's see what that does for us.
Perhaps you've met them in a dream. The heroes that walked among us. Their stories taught us how to endure difficult times. For generations, we looked to them for strength, for guidance. Journeys end, but stories live on. Long ago, in this land we call Asaria, Our heroes were just travelers trying to find a way home.
All right, then. The air is getting thin. We need to find somewhere to camp before the first moon feast tomorrow. Fair enough. This is another little nitpick. It's just that they've not really integrated mouse controls super well. I can't click up here on any other part of the screen and get it to advanced. I can, however, hit the E key and it will advance, or if I click on the banner down here itself, it will pick that up and move along. As you can see, we've got our health bar here. The green bar is our stamina. If we push tab, we can see other things about ourselves, and they default to showing the Xbox controller keys here. However, it's pretty easy to figure out what you're doing. The X/, that is left click on the mouse, Y shockwave is right click on the mouse, and B dash is spacebar. I actually had to look into the key bindings to see what dash on the keyboard was, but it is spacebar. We also have different stats, and the choices that we make throughout the game are going to affect those stats. I need to get out of here real quick and kill this guy. He's not wanting to let me talk. There we go. This little thing right here is an opal that the guy dropped. That is our form of money. And they're just determined not to. Let's go ahead and find the nest of these guys and clear that out, and then I'll show you a bit more of the menu there, because they are being rather oh, I thought you were a friend. Oh, it was somebody behind you. I got you. Calf Mother Lara. Demuzi. I don't know if that's how that's pronounced or not, but that's what we're going with. I'm relieved to see you. I have a terrible situation, and right before the full moon feast. Well, that sounds awful. I must deliver bad news. The miner Caddy, her husband, has done something wrong. How should I tell her? Hurry or soften? And as you'll see, whatever choice that we make here will affect our stats. Let's choose hurry. You are correct. If I'm dishonest, her anger will only grow. Spare a wish of luck for me. I certainly will. She hurries into the night. Alright, so we got a little icon right there showing that we gained a percentage towards gaining a trait. And if these enemies will slow down for a second, I'll show you that. You can see our health gauge there has gone down. We have these stats, and then we have reputation. And that little sword that we saw come up there was indicating advancement towards gaining a reputation in these slots here. And that will change throughout the game just depending on the choices that you make. You can also spend our opals, which are indicated right here. We have 14 for upgrades at various different sellers. Let's go ahead and stun those guys. They will keep coming from this nest until we destroy it. There's another opal. These little hearts right here will provide us with some healing, so we want to take advantage of that. We can't destroy these bushes, though there are other things throughout the game that you can interact with and destroy. There are pots a la Legend of Zelda, and in the desert that I went through there were cactuses that you could also destroy, and it looks like we can destroy those little flowers too. Oh, hello. The Seer Beyond Stone. When I feel lost, I pray in the general direction of the Great Mother and the Pale Dancer. They guide my path to my next holy sculpture. Alright then. I got a feeling that this person is significant in some way because I've run into her before several times when playing this game, though have yet to really determine anything specific about what I should be doing in regards to her. That's something that we would probably take multiple playthroughs to discover. And what happens is, at the end of the game, the choices that you make and the reputations that you collect will, after you defeat the game, will not only affect your stats, but they will give you a little story and tell you about the aftermath and what your choices led to become of you and those you knew. So we're just going to leave this area and camp. It's always a good idea to explore around. I've actually found a couple of times that there are areas that you can go to off of the map that you can't see down here and I would wander out here and find little things. That doesn't seem to be the case this time though. Are you sure you want to camp for the night? Yes, I am. You begin to camp. Legend has it that Dumuzi traveled with 2 swords, quicker than the wind, guided by the pale dancer. And we're patient, I guess. I think that's a symbol for patient. Pushover. It seems safe here. Let's set up camp. Alright. This game is supposed to be set in the Mesopotamian era. So you can see that probably in the culture and what things that we have run into thus far. The camp is a neat little interactable thing. As you can see, there's little symbols on each of these stations here, and using them will generate what they show. This one, for example, will give us leadership and endurance and faith, so on and so forth, strength and spirit, intellect and faith, and cooking will give us random things, and that's what I'm going to do is cook. We also can get random events by using these, but I want to show you this this sort of crafting system, I guess. To do this on mouse and keyboard, you'll stand in one of the purple circles and then press the E key. Alright, now when we started the game, when I first started playing this, there were very few of these that I could do, but I've unlocked so far honey and cactus and several different things, and we can cook these and they will give us different benefits depending on what they are. The last one that I made was cactus and honey, and that gave us dust walker or dust man candy, something like that. So let's try something different, shall we? Let's do water and rice and see what we get. I assume it's just rice. I mean, that's how you cook rice, water and rice together, and you know what I'm talking about. All right, you've discovered a new recipe for fluffy rice. Gives everyone +3 endurance. This is another aspect here of the cooperative thing. Everyone that's here camping with you would gain that benefit. And it looks like we didn't get a random event. That's fine. The First Moon Feast. And this is the overworld map. Right now we can only go one place right here. And again, I can't really interact with this much by clicking around or dragging. It's all the keyboard WASD. After we complete this, the rest of this map will open up with other areas that we can go to. But for now, let's go ahead and go on to Uruk. And this will be our little village here, and each one looks different depending on which background that you choose. This is the one that we have chosen right here. We can interact with all these people in the village. Caddy. That yak brain Lara spreads ugly lies about my husband. It can't be tolerated. The chief must exile her after the feast. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe it was lies, maybe it wasn't. And like I said, pots can be broken. Haha, and we can get moolah, or opals, as the game likes to call them. This person right here, marked on the map by the dumbbell, sells upgrades, and they're sort of randomly established at each one you come to. Oh yes, a hero of the ages, that's you, certainly, yes. Especially when you spend your opals. And I think she's blind. Seems to be, anyway. Alright, we can only afford one of the 15 opal upgrades. As you can see, they can get much more expensive. So we can get a longer stun, or dash costs less stamina. I think the longer stun is more useful. You can actually get really, really powerful in this game by stacking upgrades. They all add up on top of one another. And again, we can't just click here, we have to use the E key. Sorry to harp on and on about that. I really wish that you could use the mouse in that way. I like the mechanics of the game and the way it controls other than that, besides the way it behaves in menus. And this background music, by the way, is gorgeous. Let's have a quick listen. And we can, like I said, we can interact with everybody. Even this beast here, the yak, even the yak. And apparently someone in the game can teach us to speak with animals. I have yet to find such a person, but apparently they exist somewhere. But in the interest of moving on with it, I'm not going to be talking to everyone. The Pale Dancer's expression is unreadable as she observes the proceedings. The high tribes call the moon the bringer of death and justice. They say she teaches our soul to swim through the darkness of the afterworld. Ooh. So now we have gained a trait. We are brave. Your strength is unflinching in conflict. You can gain up to 2 more that will show up here as well. And if we do things that conflict with the brave trait, they can overtake it and push it off of there. Let's look inside this building here. More pots to destroy. As I said, to get the most out of the game, you need to talk with everyone. However, since this is just an impressions sort of video here, I'm not going to do that. I want to move along and just show you guys a little bit more of the gameplay. It's time to start setting up for the first moon feast. Are you ready? Why, yes. Yes, I am. Then let's get to work. I hope nobody embarrasses themselves this year.
The village gathered to feast and watch the moon rise. Everyone sang into the darkness to welcome the full moon. But she didn't rise. The singing stopped. Panic spread across the village.
Okay. So that's the 3rd time I've seen this little interaction here, though it's been in a different village every time. And it's kind of the same, similar. There's different people involved. The story's pretty much always the same. The moon has disappeared, and we have to find out what has happened. Looks like the moon didn't feel like a feast tonight. That's alright. Everyone keep eating. Can't let it go to waste after all. Dumuzi, figure out what's happened. A sworn priestess may be able to help. Maybe not. Okay, so that's different. The first time I played through the game in the desert, it gave me a choice and said, what do you want to do to solve this problem? And I could choose whether to find a priestess or to just go and consult the other villages. So that is very different. Hello, who are you? I see you're a beginning chef. Perhaps you should visit Victusa someday and try out the kitchen coliseum. Perhaps we should. Until then, you're welcome to my scraps. I recommend an apricot or balsamic honey glaze. Well, thank you. You can now cook with meat for this and all future journeys. So this is sort of a roguelike quality of the game. There's not many other roguelike qualities to it. Well, roguelite perhaps. There's no permadeath. In fact, if you are fighting in a situation and die, you don't die completely, although you do skip the rest of that day and miss out on any upgrades or stat increases you could have gotten doing it over and over, pretty much leading to you failing the game altogether. But the things that you accomplish within that playthrough stick around for future playthroughs, so that's really nice. I like that sort of progression that stays with you. And I'm going to stop babbling now and just head on out, okay? Alright, as you can see, our world has opened up. We can go to the Marrow Starklands, and upgrades are available there. Here there are upgrades and a sun cult site. We're probably not prepared for that yet. Kisura, that doesn't actually say that what's there. I would assume that this is the village. I can't remember the name, but I think this is the village in the Cedar Woods that you start in. Then Moonfall Gorge gives you upgrades, and this is upgrades and dangerous. And over through here, I think, is the desert. In fact, I think you can get access by exploring to the starting villages of the other areas, because I'm pretty sure I explored Uruk when I started in the desert. So let's go here for now and get some upgrades, shall we? All right. There are areas of the map sometimes that you can find. You can see the map down here, where there are openings that you can go into that don't actually show. I found a couple of those in the little time that I spent with the game thus far. Oh, we got some snakes. We'll use our special stun and then take them out. We took a little damage there. These opals and the little health hearts will not stick around forever. If we stay here long enough, they will start to flash, and they will eventually, there they go. And if we don't pick them up, they will eventually fade and be gone and lost to us. Ah, here's some cactuses. That's what I was used to in my first playthrough. Ooh, we found an injured snake here. The serpent appears grievously wounded. Perhaps someone more compassionate would care. Oh, so we're actually not compassionate to participate in that random event there. So your stats really, really do affect what you can accomplish and how everything goes. And I don't know why that is. You heard that loud pot cracking sound there. Every once in a while when you crack a pot, it's way, way louder than the others are. I don't know if that's a bug or a feature. I'm going to assume it's a bug, and me talking there, I died. So you're going to get to see what happens when you die in combat. Doomsy crawls to safety, losing opals. And we just get teleported to camp, but we're going to lose that whole day. Whatever money that we would have earned or upgrades we would have got, they're gone to us. You had 5 days total, including the first day, and then a large event happens that is the end of the run. We are going to hunt this time because I don't want random stats from cooking. I would like to get strength since we are a physical fighter. And hopefully this time we will get a random event. Dumuzi goes hunting and brings back some tasty meats. 5 strength and 2 spirit. Thank you very much. As dawn breaks, a figure approaches the camp. So this is a random event. Sargon, I think this is a sun cultist. King Marduk announces that the righteous sun has hereby vanquished and destroyed the temptress moon. All tribes are graciously allowed to swear fealty to King Marduk. You, however, must die. Prepare yourself for annihilation in 3 dawns from now. Why? King Marduk has worked in secret for years to lead us toward a new age of enlightenment and civilization, an age of the sun to unite all of the tribes. You represent the old ways of the idols, chaos, and anarchy. But there is only one truth, and he shall triumph. It is written. The cultist swaggers into the dawn. Could the Queen of Heaven really be destroyed? Surely there is another explanation. Perhaps so. 3 days remaining. Alright, is this... We can get honey there. Upgrades, and this is an oasis. One thing to be aware of too is if you visit a village, it will not eat up your whole day. We could go up here to Kisura, explore that, buy upgrades or whatnot, and then still go to a new place where there's actual fighting. For now, let's go to this oasis here. This may actually be the desert village. Again, I just don't remember the name of the towns from my previous playthroughs here. Okay, it doesn't appear to be a village. There are things to fight here. Kind of missing my older runs with all my upgrades and stuff. Ooh, the water shimmers, then bubbles, then begins to boil. Small fish leap from the surface. Let's just drink it. The water vanishes beneath your touch. You dig your hands into dry sand. Oh. I don't know what that symbol was. I've not had that personality trait pop up before. It wasn't strong enough to give us a reputation, though. Occasionally, too, and I hope I can find one for you, there are areas you come to where you will pop up into arena and you will be surrounded and not be able to get out until you defeat some enemies. It's like a giant skeleton here. Ooh, some spirits. Let's talk to them. The weeping and gnashing of the spirits tickles feathery at the edges of your mind. Last time I soothed, so this time I'm going to observe. After watching the spirits for a time, you noticed each is marked with a crescent moon. Soon after, the holy dead sink into the sands and return to the underworld. You gain wisdom and intellect 3. Cool. Guess that's the little eye symbol there. Being curious or something. Adding towards us getting that reputation. Let's get some cactus juice here. Agave. That's the good stuff, baby. Alright, so we have explored this section. You can see the map over here that there is apparently nowhere else to go, though it is good to follow around the edges and look. Like I said, there are sometimes alcoves that you can go into that actually aren't even mapped out. Got opals and healing a couple of times doing that. Got this dog coming after us. And here is a healing shrine if I can live long enough to get to it. Alright. Okay. Come on. Stun these guys. Got some health drop to grab that little heart there. Alright. These bugs always come from a nest, and they generally will keep coming until you get rid of the nest. And here it looks like a monkey dude with a bone head. And I'm going to use the healing shrine really quickly since these guys keep coming. These are one use. You can heal and revive party members, but after you do that, it's over and you can't use it again in that area. So let's go ahead and get healed. The goddess heals your wounds. Alright. Alright, well these guys are down. Stun. Let's find the nest that these bugs are coming from and... Ooh, there's another snake. The serpent appears grievously wounded. Perhaps someone more compassionate would care. Well, we're not more compassionate apparently. Don't know what exactly that would do for us. Probably give us a familiar. I had a little bird familiar the last time that I played through this. And these guys are like, I don't know, they look like rabbits and you can't actually kill them. You can beat them up, but nothing really happens. Alright, let's see where these monkey dudes are coming from over through here. Ooh, here's some upgrades. I don't know that we have enough to buy anything. No, we only have 10 opals. I think minimum for an upgrade is, and I apologize if this is really loud, sometimes these pots are. Yep, that one was. Alright, talk. Yeah, let's get the moonlight out of those opals, shall we? Well, I would be very happy to do that. This is a pretty good upgrade for 15. Land 3 hits in a row to get a strength and speed boost. I found that pretty useful in one of my other playthroughs here. So let's see if we can get enough opals to get that upgrade. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. We'll just have to backtrack up there and buy it. Alright, stun those guys. Alright. Okay, we are up to, should be up to 12, we are. Is this something we can interact with? E is the default keyboard key for interacting. Even areas where it says to push enter to do something, you can press E to do it. That's what I've found so far anyway. Ooh, what have we here? Oops. Ah, this is an arena. This is what I was talking about. You get surrounded with walls, and you've got to clear the enemies. A lot of times they come wave-based, though I did face one in one of the Sun Cultists areas that had a boss in it, which was a giant bull thing. That was very annoying and dangerous. Looks like papers on the ground. Have we got... Yes, now we have 34 opals. So we can go and buy that upgrade, which is what I'm going to do. Alright, what have you? Please tell me you've still got the same upgrades. I think they keep the same ones. Yeah, momentum. We'll go ahead and get that. Alright. Well, but back to exploration. And I know graphics are pretty subjective. I actually find this game to be quite pretty. In a lot of ways, it reminds me of Teleglitch, though I think the graphic fidelity is a bit higher than Teleglitch. In the lower light areas, you can see your vision around rocks. It will give you like a shadow showing what you can see and what can see you. That reminds me of that. Also, perhaps more accurately, is reminiscent of Nuclear Throne. Let's take another quick listen to the music and sound effects here. Oops, can we go through here? No. These little bushes can't be cut down, unfortunately. And you can find more and more things in each area. It's generally a good idea to explore out, but I am right now looking for the exit. Perhaps in this direction. Ooh, looks like we got some bugs and snakes. I haven't been able to do anything with these. I don't know if that's a hole or a boulder. It's actually kind of hard for me to tell. Ooh, we got opals. But yeah, overall the gameplay is pretty tight. The controls are responsive. Whether or not this is something that you will like is for you to decide. That's why I'm doing this video. See if it's something that you would like. Looks like we got our little strength and speed boost there. And here's the exit. I have enjoyed my time with the game. I, so far, have not got to play in co-op with anyone, though I imagine it would be even better playing with friends. Well, that will be it for this brief look at Moon Hunters. I hope it's given you an idea of what the game's about and whether it's something that you would be interested in playing yourself. That's all I've got for now. And until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.